Hello, folks. I am the old sergeant. I want to read a letter to you from a retired Army major. Good, honest, hardworking people of all races do not riot, loot, and burn. These are terrorists and should be treated as such. We are in a war on our own soil. The rules of engagement must be changed to reflect this. It is no longer a police action with normal rules of society. Our justice system isn't up to dealing with this. It requires us to adjust our thinking. Up to now, we've always had the luxury of fighting wars overseas. That is over. These thugs, under the direction of George Soros and supported by China and other bad actors, have brought war to our shores. The virus showed that we've become a nation of sheep. The wolves saw an opportunity and have made their move. We must view this as not just another protest, but as a war on our way of life. People need to wake up to this and realize they can't sit on the sidelines. They have to take a side. This is an insurgency. We've seen this overseas, and we've fought them, not with police and law enforcement tactics, but with our armed forces. That's precisely what is needed now. The use of deadly force must be used to enforce curfews. Those perpetrating this insurgency must be treated as war criminals, and George Soros must be hunted down and hung. We can't treat this lightly. It requires a heavy hand. No, I am not advocating we turn our society into a dictatorship with the army running the government. Rather, I am saying it is time to use our armed forces to save our government and our way of life. Once this insurgency is put down, we can resume our way of life. But for now, martial law should be declared and sidestep those weak governors and mayors. Some will argue this is going overboard and we don't need this heavy-handed approach. Those whose businesses and lives that have been destroyed will agree with me. It makes me sick to my stomach to watch what is happening. The accomplices of the thugs in the streets being the weak leadership and on full display has got to change. People can no longer ignore their responsibility to vote for this crap. They also must hold those elected officials who ignore their oath of office and the lies they tell to get elected. We have to deal with politicians directly and hold them accountable. Enough of this rant. I am pissed, and I hope you are as well. Time to do something about it. Folks, as I said, this is a letter from a retired Army major. I'm a retired Air Force Master Sergeant. You go looking around the internet, you're going to find a lot of veterans that have their sites that agree with all of this. It's because we've seen this. We've seen this through our careers, happening in other countries. We know it from history. This is how it works. This is how an insurgency takes down a government. I would like to add that our media needs to be held accountable for the lies that they're putting out. Really terrible, awful crap to meet their agenda. Like saying that the president is hiding in a bunker in the White House. That's a lie. And they know it's a lie. He may have been in the bunker, but he was put there by the Secret Service. 50 Secret Service were injured. What do you think the Secret Service is going to do? Let the president stay at risk when you have hundreds of rioters out there trying to get into the White House? Yes, this is an insurgency. This is war, where we have a lot of people and a lot of politicians sucking up to the domestic terrorist forces. This must end. What can you do? You can hold the media accountable. You can hold the schools and universities accountable. You can hold the police accountable, though most of the time they're just being overwhelmed and they're doing their damn best to protect their citizens. When the politicians that need to be held accountable, let them. You notice that most of these politicians, the Democrat socialists, in control of the cities and states, in the blue states, they're the ones that are extending the curfew, and they're the ones that are showing support for the rioters. They're the ones that are providing money to the rioters, like Joe Biden's staff bailing these people out when they should be in jail for the rest of their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, this is serious. This is damn serious. Get prepared. Get armed. They said they're coming to the suburbs. That means these people plan to come to your home to kill you and take your property and destroy it. They said that's what they're going to do. And it's one interesting thing about evil. They always seem to tell you what they plan to do. So be prepared. Get rid of these politicians that are enemies of our Constitution. Go in and demand to look at the curriculum in our local schools and see what type of socialist crap the children and young ladies and young gentlemen are being indoctrinated with. It's time for us to get rid of all these socialist professors in the universities. It's time the government just withheld funding from them. And we may want to consider confiscating their trust funds. It's time we really get serious. It's time we make sure that anybody thinking of trying to overthrow the United States, overthrow and destroy our civilization by using these type of tactics, they're going to find themselves executed or in jail for the rest of their lives. And I don't care if they're just young trust fund thugs, kids that have been indoctrinated. I don't care. I don't care if they spend the rest of their lives in jail, that hard labor. They deserve it. I don't care if they're executed. They deserve it. They're trying to take down our country and our civilization. I am the old sergeant. Stay informed, prepared, active, prayerful, and as always, stay vigilant.